It's imperative to realize that what's really going on um, with these protests, big skirmishes erupted here between the right-wing group and anti-fascist. In Portland, they had a permit in the park. There were some assaults, so they shut it down, revoked their permit, and then we seized numerous weapons. They used flashbang grenades, pepper spray to disperse the crowds. People injured. One person seriously injured. Arrested 4 people. Criminal investigations that began before Saturday's protests and were not related to the day's events. The 4 people arrested. So they said more arrests could come as investigators follow up reports of criminal activity Saturday. On June 3rd, fistfights broke out and several people were arrested during dueling protests involving anti-fascist and right-wing groups in downtown Portland. I think what we need to do, and again, this can get expensive, people. Everything from medical bills. I mean, look, I'm not saying, I think they need to literally back off. Okay, you're going to come and you're going to gather your people for these, the group. Anyway, the Patriot Prayer, a Vancouver, Washington-based group, had a permit to march. Obviously, they're a real pro-Trump group, but let it go at that. They can explain themselves, I'm sure, in their own inimitable way. I would just say that it's important to recognize that in giving a permit, you're going to say, okay, you are going to be allowed to come here and do your thing in the high school football stadium. Fenced off. No, you anti-people that really hate these people that are inside the stadium, back off, all right? Let them spew their drip, their vitriol, whatever the hell. And next Saturday, you'll get your very own rally on the same venue. And we'll keep them away. You got to keep them separated. You can't allow these people to march and go in parks. And those days, I don't know when the hell they were there. I mean, you got photos of KKK marching in Washington, D.C. back in the day. I mean, been some hardcore things in this country. Come on now. But I think, we need to back off, literally. I think do alternate ones. We want our rally. Okay, have your rally at the stadium. If it's not, you got to do the fairground, someplace where you can fence it off and keep them separated. You can't, folks, it's not working. To say we're going to have a parade, then we're going to go over to the park. I think the Antifa and the other people, they can probably do it. They'll get some hecklers probably, but I don't think they'll get the type of turnout from, the Patriot Prayer type people. I don't think those people are going to turn out en masse to protest it. If they do, well, they're going to be outside the fence. And it's like, why didn't you get a permit? Maybe they, and then what I think needs to happen is we need to have dueling protests and assemblies. I think people need to coherently put their cards on the table. People say they're already there. We keep playing it. It's like blackjack, but the dealer has an advantage over time, but I didn't lose that much last time. Oh, no, I don't play blackjack, actually. Vegas, I'm more into the entertainment and food. I don't know, the mindless diversionary entertainment. Hey, what about gambling? Gaming, I don't know, you got to pay attention. You have to think about stuff. You have to think about number. Well, excuse me, maybe it's a bit beyond you. It's not my thing. But anyway, these people need to get permits, but they need to go elsewhere. Then we need to get dueling Saturdays and Sundays. I don't know. Start Friday night if you have to. Weekends now. You got to. Now this is, you're in separate cities. Hopefully, this ain't going to happen where you're together. This we're not going to talk about each other and yourselves for that long, that close together. No. Well, you go over here. You go over here. Do your thing. Sunday 6 p.m. or how about Sunday at 4 p.m. Hard out by 5 of all the rest of whatever stuff you got. And let them go there and camp out. They can camp out if they want to. Or, I don't know. Or they can go home and come back the next day. Whatever. And let them spew their rap. Let them do their thing. Let them say where they are at and see where, they keep saying they're this white majority. I don't know if they're aligned with the Aryan Brotherhood, which is the prison white gang. A lot of stuff is very hardcore. It's very hardcore, and I think that's the reason we got to back off. Is it's just going to get more vicious, and with all the oh come on, America's with all the weaponry out there, and the Maryland shooting at the newspaper, what kind of gets me is he went before a judge and he pleaded guilty, and apparently it was subsequently he said it's really was very serious. But anyway, he pleaded guilty, and then they wrote a story about him. So you're defaming me, dude. You pleaded guilty. When a judge says that and you get off, that's that's the legal industrial system, and mother nature telling you back off, dude. Go get a life and stop stalking whatever you're doing. Don't do it. Back off. And instead, you got a new enemy and these people and it's like, dude, when that happens, the best reaction is to let it go. It wasn't that long ago. People don't read newspapers much. They're not going to know about it. Few people aren't going to know about it. Just lay low. But he did the opposite. It's like, I don't know, scary stuff. I mean, it's like, back off, hello. But, I think that's what needs to happen. You got to get separate permits and keep them separated.